After you've done a great job making your view look nice, it'd be really nice to get a photorealistic representation of what we're seeing here. Because this looks kind of cartoony and we want it to look as much like real life as possible. So to do that, we have to go to the View tab, and we're going to use a tool called Render. It's the one here that looks like a teapot, watering can, something, whatever this is. So I'm going to click Render. This is the screen that I get. So when I come in here, it'll probably look something like this with everything in their first settings. Obviously, I've adjusted things to make sure I know exactly how this tool works. Okay. So first off, the render button, the thing you actually click to make it do the rendering, is right up here. So we're not going to click that first. We're going to go set our settings. Next to it is region. When I turn on region, it gives me a box. This red box needs to include all of what you want to be part of the picture. I would suggest stretching your picture out a little extra so that you can put this box just inside the picture, and whatever you clip off doesn't really matter. That way you know for sure you don't have any white borders around your picture. When you finish, we're going to change the setting from draft to high or best. For now, let's leave it at draft as we set our settings because we are going to make changes. We're going to leave the resolution for screen, and we're going to look at lighting. Right now, the scheme that's set up is exterior, outside view, sun only. That's not what we have going on here. So first off, this is an interior view, so I need to look at the interior ones. And I have some lights that are available. So I'm going to say interior, sun, and artificial. So sun is going to use the lighting from the windows. Artificial is going to use the lights from the internal lights. So I'm going to pick those. All of your lights, since we already did all the electrical plan, all of your lights are already there. If you click artificial lights, you'll see them all. Not really a reason to come in there, but just so to prove it to you, there they are. And once I do this, I am going to click render, and it may take a moment. I've actually done a couple renderings with this open. However, I did change the frame. So I did get a little bit of waiting. The screen goes dark, and then you get this render progress. When you do this at a good quality, this will take longer. But right now, this should go fairly quick. Now, if you look at it, my photo's too dark. I really can't, this is not useful to me for what I want. You'll get this probably in a lot of yours, especially since we didn't use super bright lights. You can see the lights doing some things, but you know, a lot of it's the sunlight from outside. So what we want to do right here is under image, adjust exposure. Now these sliders, you don't have to move much to affect it a lot. And really the exposure value is what you want to focus on. So I am going to move that up just slightly and hit apply. And you can see it got a decent amount brighter. Move it up a little bit more, hit apply again. Now I'm starting to be able to see my features. Brighten it up a little more, hit apply. Okay, now I can almost see everything. And again, just doing this in small increments so I don't get it too weird. Okay, you can also, if you want to, you can also move some of these other settings. The white point setting might help you in terms of coloration if it looks a little weird. Saturation might help you a little bit too, because right now, as I've brightened this, whoa, that's going to get way too bright. Get back right around there. As I've brightened this, the color is starting to wash out. So I'm actually going to take my saturation in this direction towards the intense to bring some of the color back. If it gets too yellow, I'm going to move my white point to cooler. Okay, and I can mess with this and make sure I don't get too carried away. But when I get it to a point where I like it, I will go ahead and I will render it in high quality. Okay, I'm going to leave mine in draft form so that I don't take up your time with that. Now, what you're going to want to do is it's a good idea to save it to your project because that puts it in the project and it's called Living Room 1. That's a good thing to have. It is going to be down here in your projects under renderings. Right there, Living Room 1. The other thing that you're going to have to do in order to be able to put it up on Google Docs is you're going to have to export it. So when I click export, I'm going to go into my house project, and I'm just going to go ahead and make a folder, and I'm going to call them listing photos. And in there, now I'm going to get living room, and I'm going to go ahead and put 01 on it. Not like I'm going to take 10 pictures of my living room, but just to make sure, or I can just say living room 1. Just in case I decide to take a second photo in the living room, I'll be good to go, and I can click save. So that saves this out, so I'll be able to move it into my Google Doc. This is how you do renderings.